Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fallout Roundtable. This is a place where diverse individuals discuss various topics from the Fallout universe. Join us, the conversation has already started.
Welcome, one and all, to the greatest podcast ever in our minds and hearts. It's another episode of the Fallout Roundtable, guys. It's that time of day, or night, or whenever. I am Maverick Stone, and today we have Sassy Lady, Jaxus, and Romer today. Everyone, say hello to the fans.
Hello,
Hello,
fans.
fans.
Woohoo!
Almost in unison.
We got the assignment.
So anyway, before we get started with our episode, how about you rate, review, and subscribe to our YouTube channel? You can find us at Fallout Roundtable. How you know it's us? It's the same logo that's on our Spotify. Or you can find us on Twitter at Fallout RTB on Twitter, or X as it is known now. You can come to our email, falloutrtb@gmail.com. So anyway, guys, let's get on with our topic.
And that topic would be?
Yeah, what is it? I don't know.
You don't know? Oh, let me check our memo. Oh, it's about builds. It's like, what build would you? So, my question to the group that was putting this all together: are we doing builds like specific to 76, or just builds specific to the game all around, like wherever we are?
More how do we generally approach Fallout games, not specifically 76, any game?
Okay, because there's certain things I've done in different games,
Right.
Like when I played Fallout 3, I basically ran around with a shotgun most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's close quarter combat a lot inside those little tunnels and in the sewers and whatnot. So it was really, I keep saying whatnot. Ugh, I hate when I do that. Anyway, so
whatnot.
Whatnot.
And so when I'm down in those
Better
areas,
than
I would use a
anywho,
shotgun.
sorry.
But like, so when I'm out in like the wasteland, a lot of the times I would use what's the rifle? The one that uses 5.56, right?
We didn't have handmaids then, so
well, it's the same one that the super mutants carry around most of the time. It's just your basic rifle, and I carry that around, and I'll use that out in the open, just because if I'm doing long distance shooting, 9 times out of 10, I'm just plugging a varmint or something like that. I might be going for a super mutant, and if I'm shooting a super mutant with the same weapon they got, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be the one to kill them, unless they've got like a M60 or something, but. Yeah. Are you just over there belching? Because for those of you that can't see, like Sassy's over there just going.
No, I'm hollering at the other people in the other room to keep it down. Apparently, my son stubbed his toe.
In my mind, I'm hearing.
I don't know if you heard that like really loud sound before I muted. He stubbed his toe and was like, and so I was like,
didn't hear anything.
Oh my God. I was like, stop, I'm recording. Shut up.
Anyway,
yeah, that was just me yelling at my people.
That's where I wanted to get the kind of break that down, is find out where we're going with it in that regard. Of course, I guess I just gave away my Fallout 3.
I was going to say, you might as well continue because you've already started.
So Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout 4, there's a lot more long distance ranged kind of elements to it. So I kind of go with if I can get my hands on a sniper rifle, I'll use a sniper rifle. A lot of the times I can't. So I will end up with the same rifle I used against the super mutants. Close quarter, I use a lot of pistols, 10mm pistol, that kind of thing. I like to get my hands on a laser rifle and laser pistol when I can in 4, just because I seem to do well with the electric weapons in that particular game. Now, Fallout 76 is a game changer for me, because that is a game where it really matters as to what your build is. And I go for a recon build. I have the recon armor, which is a pain in the butt to get. You have to do a lot of dailies to get your hands on it, or you can buy it from that vendor whose name I can never remember, which Sassy probably knows off the top of her head.
Well, which one? The one in the vault or
The
one
one that stands outside and kind of moves around in different locations.
Oh, Minerva.
Minerva, yeah. So Minerva, from time to time, will have different forms of recon armor, or you can get some of the armor from, is it Vault
9.
79? Yeah, you can get, and that's where you can also
Incidentally, the atomic
transfer
number
money.
for gold.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, wow. It's almost like Fort Knox in there. But so I also like to use the fixer as my
Yes.
weapon, is my primary weapon. I have 2 fixers that I carry. One I use for assault, which it's got the breacher end on it, which is the muzzle brake, which increases its power just a little bit, and you don't have to be quiet. And that's when I'm doing assault as opposed to my standard recon. When I'm doing standard recon, I like to use the fixer with the silencer and its long range scope. Now, when I am playing regular old 76, I will be okay with using the legendary element and, having the explosive rounds. So when I hit, it'll pop off.
Mhm.
I also have it where the higher my health is, or excuse me, the higher my food and water is, that's
Okay.
why I call my gun Hunger Games, is because if I have full food and water, I do more damage.
Mhm.
So that is my preferred weapon in that regard. Otherwise, I will go with a stock version of those weapons, and that is what I use when I am doing role play,
Role play. Mhm.
which I've kind of stopped role playing for a while because I have other things going on in my life, but I still like to go on and play stock just to see how I, test my metal. But that's pretty much my build. That's how I like to roll. And yeah, toss grenade here and there. But
Usually
most of
do.
the time, I try to be as quiet as I can, sneak up
Yeah.
on things. A lot of the times, if I'm playing in role play, I don't shoot. I use
Oh.
my scope to keep an eye on things, and I get up close. And there's times where if I have to, I will fire. But most of the time, my job is to observe and keep a close eye, and then report back to the team. That's true recon. True recon, you don't.
Right.
It's better to never be noticed, and if you are noticed, that person never breathes again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of how I like to play the game. I like to be as quiet as possible, but there are times where I have to breach a building. If that's the case, then I switch to the assault with the breacher end on it and blast away. But either way, I like my fixer.
Cool. Do we want to hear from Maverick before we lose him, or have we lost him?
I was going to make
Maverick?
that suggestion too.
Yeah. Maverick, are you still on?
He's muted.
He
He's
might be
been
gone already.
He's been talking for a while and just doesn't realize it.
Well, he said he was getting into some bad, signal area because he's driving tonight. So we might not
Okay.
have him. Okay.
I just
Sassy.
try to remember to edit this area.
Yeah.
If I can remember that.
Not super great listening.
Yeah,
stuff.
sometimes I like to leave it in there because everybody goes, "What are they talking about?" And then we roll into something else and they start laughing again. Those are idiots. Oh, look, Maverick. Maverick, hi.
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 Tell us about your build.
Tell us about your build before you end up in a tunnel or something.
Oh, I've already been through a couple tunnels. Well, anyway, my builds are very similar up until 76, as most people probably know. Fallout 4, I mod everything, so I use real world weapons in Fallout 4. I'm usually armed to the teeth in Fallout 4. I don't really have a specific build in Fallout 4. But in Fallout 76, I'm usually living at 3 away. Because that's what I do is I have a sniper rifle. I decked it out up to
We started
tried.
losing Maverick.
He tried.
Yeah. So he's going with a sniper build. All right. So I'm assuming if you're going sniper, you have a fixer.
Is that in? He said that was in 4? Or
Well, he
from-
was saying in 76 he goes for
Okay.
a sniper build. So I'm
So-
going to assume he's probably using a fixer with a scope.
or a marksman. He could be going.
He could
with
be using a marksman. Yeah. Well, if we get a good spot and he pops back on, we can find that out from him. Romer, you want to go ahead and jump in there? Just tell Maverick and find a good spot.
Usually what I did in 3 and New Vegas was I would usually start with a reliable pistol. I never went with like the pipe weapons. I don't know, for some reason it just like it I just didn't trust them, but anyways, so I stuck with doing I would start with a pistol and then eventually work my way up to a shotgun, because obviously the damage with the shotgun is usually pretty good and stuff. And then I work my way up to a sniper rifle. I never got into using like laser or plasma or anything like that, and I don't know why. I just didn't.
You
It
like
was always,
actual projectile weapons. That's why.
yeah. And then obviously I would use the perks that would go with them, obviously, and stuff to make bloody mess, stuff like that, to make life easier.
What's your
But
preferred armor?
I would usually I prefer to kind of like the recon, as you were stating, usually go in quietly and stuff like that. I as soon as I got the Anchorage DLC, and then I got the Dragoon stealth armor. Yeah, life was a cakewalk after that. But anyways, but yeah, I would work until I could get to obviously the power armor and stuff like that. But and then four I changed it a little bit, but not too much, because I worked my way straight.
The only real
to
difference between
power armor.
those two was close quarter as opposed to long distance. Because to me, Fallout 3 had a lot of close quarter combat in it, a lot of
Mhm.
inside of buildings, a lot of underground
a
stuff.
lot of time in the tunnel.
Yeah.
So
And then
Yeah,
Fallout
the school.
4, Fallout 4, it felt like you were in the wasteland a lot more.
Yeah.
You were walking around in a lot more open spaces.
well, you
Yeah,
could
definitely,
you could get from point A to point B above ground, whereas 3 it felt like you couldn't get anywhere unless you went through the tunnels,
Right.
especially when you got into the populated downtown area.
Oh, thank God I can fast travel to that area now. I don't have to go through the tunnels.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, that I actually missed that about 3. It's like, yeah. Anyways,
It was a pretty
but
cool experience. It was like scary, and
oh yeah, it was definitely tense.
I would get lost.
Trying to think of because I mean, I pretty much, other than using like stealthier armor and stuff like that, I usually work my way up to the power armor in 4 right away and stuff. Trying to think. Yeah, not much variance. And I actually, I take that back. Once I got my hands on a Gauss rifle and stuff, I was in love. I love the Gauss rifle, and I would power that thing up as much as possible, because that is a projectile weapon. So, and then just the way the Gauss rifles looked in New Vegas versus what it looked like in 4, I was like, it's like a completely different weapon. It's cooler, So, but yeah, I don't know. I can never explain why, because I would like sit there and be like, oh, I'm gonna get the alien gun and use never used it. I had ton of ammo for it, but it just sat there collecting dust in my chest, and I don't know why. So
I liked it, but it was kind of lore breaking for me. Like it just didn't fit for me. I was like, it was pretty cool, but I was just like, I don't know.
I still remember walking around, all of a sudden hearing an explosion. What the heck is that? And then finding the crashed UFO, being like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Fallout 3. That was so much fun. Anyways,
Well, in Fallout 3, mine was glitched, so it was like everything was floating. Like the gun was floating and all the ammo was floating, and it was like there's the crash thing, and then everything was floating in the air. I was like, okay.
I remember reading online, somebody stated that if you have whatever the dog was in Fallout 3. I can't remember.
Dog
I was like,
meat.
if you, yeah, it was a
They're all
dog
dog
meat.
meat. They're all dog meat.
Okay. But I remember they said that if you have dog meat in your certain area, he can find ammo, for the alien gun and stuff. And he did. And I was just like, oh, this is so cool. And yeah, then we actually found the UFO. I was like, okay. What do I do now?
Yeah,
But yeah,
I think when you find, isn't there ammo in the cave with the alien too, or something?
yeah, there is. Yep, there is with that. So,
So
but
like
yeah,
you can find ammo. It was just, I don't know, it just
Oh,
broke.
the alien gun. Yeah.
Yeah, it
yeah.
just like to use it just kind of broke lore for me. So I was like, yeah.
But they had how's it lore breaking? They had a whole DLC.
Well, that was before I played the DLC.
Oh.
And then I got mad at the DLC because it stole my Lincoln repeater.
Oh, the Lincoln repeater. Oh my
Loved that gun. That was my gun.
That gun was awesome.
Yeah. Boo.
So, anyways, but yeah, projectile guy for whatever reason. Yeah, same.
Kind of off topic. Actually, you know what? Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back, and after that, we'll jump into just more stuff. Ever wanted to be a content creator but had no clue where to begin? Come join me as I sit down with content creators that have already faced the challenges you're up against, as they discuss the tips and tricks that help them be successful. Here on The Content Creator's Guide, available wherever podcasts can be found. Welcome back, everybody. We're just looking at Sassy Lady's Enclave Pib Boy as she's smelling it.
Sniffing it.
No, I'm trying to stop from laughing because you started recording and I said it's huge.
That's
the first thing you hear when we come back is it's huge. Yeah. So
the boxes.
What I was going to say before we went on commercial break was, I had heard something about there might be an update to Fallout 4. They're modernizing it.
Yeah, they're pushing for a remake. I haven't heard that there's actually one yet.
I wish they wouldn't do a remake. I wish they would actually make Fallout New Vegas 2.
I would rather have a remake of like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas before 4.
Yeah, to me, 4 is just not really. I mean, it's old, but it's not that old yet.
Not that old, yeah. I
mean,
it's
3 is one that really would need a good remake on it.
3 could use it.
Yeah. I mean,
New Vegas could use it.
Yeah, New Vegas could use it. Just and think about how happy all those, hardcore, New Vegas, players would be.
New Vegas is the best Fallout, the only Fallout.
Yeah, it's the only Fallout, man. So
Fallout 4 is garbage, man. New Vegas rules.
Well, it's so
Bethesda ruined the game, man.
Well, but I'm sorry, I'm trying not to get into that. I love my New Vegas people. I really do.
Love all Fallout people.
Yeah, I love Fallout people in general. But yeah, I love my New Vegas folks. Yeah, shout out to TKS Mantis and all them out there. How you doing, buddy?
Everybody is allowed to have an opinion. It's cool.
Everybody's allowed to have an opinion. They just don't all have the ability to spit it out there like we do.
Sassy, what kind of build do you go with?
What kind of build do I go with? So this was funny because I was talking to.
Well, in New Vegas, I actually go for being a ranger. Go figure.
Well, I haven't actually played New Vegas yet, and I don't know what I'm doing. I played. So I've played. I don't know. I played some New Vegas. I don't know how long
She goes to like 10 minutes in, it crashes, and then she's like,
"No, it's not." So I actually, it's not crashing for me through Steam, so that's good. It was crashing for me on trying to play through the my old gaming laptop, but and I could probably play it on 360, but whatever.
I've never had a problem with any of the games. I don't know why. Everybody else talks about
did on my gaming laptop, and that's when I had started to play because it would just, the loading screens would just spin. I would look at the little roulette wheel going around and round and round. But I had gotten through Good Springs. I went to Prim, because the casinos, I went to those and found the sheriff and all that nonsense. I thought I had gone up to the NCR place where the 2 statues are. I think that's as far as I've gotten. And I went back on one night after we recorded. I was playing because like Ginger popped in and was like, "What you doing?" And was watching. And I'm like, "I'm only playing for like 5 minutes, dude. I have no idea," because I couldn't even remember like what I had, what I was doing, like how to do anything anymore. It was crazy. I was just like, I don't even know what I'm doing in this game anymore. It's so different than what I'm used to for 76 now. I was just
It's
like,
it's a
I'm
different
lost.
feel, and it's
Yeah,
actually like playing a whole different game because
it
it's
is.
it's Obsidian.
Yeah, it
So
is like a whole different game. And I was just like, I'm so
but
lost.
it's so like I love that game. Like it is
Like
so much fun to play.
I was just walking around and I was like, well, obviously I've been to this place already because there's all these dead, ants or whatever laying around. So like I've done this. That's kind of cool. They don't
So
come back.
you know how in the like Fallout 3, it was a very dark,
Yeah.
gray kind of background feeling
Yeah.
of a game, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
And then Fallout 4, it's
Everything was
bit
bright.
it's a little bright, colorful game.
Everything was bright. Yeah.
70, or New Vegas kind of balances the two out.
hmm
It's got the bright color,
Everything's
but
kind of
it's a
red.
very dark game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in general, it's just a darker, like the
Yeah.
feel of the game and the content
It's like
in the game
gritty.
is darker. It's a gritty game.
Right.
It's one of those games that like this is for adults. Like
Yeah.
this is not a kid's game. That's how I felt playing the game.
So I think I'm like too new to that game to know what the heck my build is.
yeah.
But in Fallout 3, if I remember, because it's been a long time, and I think I was 44s and obviously my Lincoln repeater until I lost it. And then I think it was like hunting rifles after that because it's basically what the Lincoln repeater was.
Well, hunting rifles just kind of cover it. It's a 5.56 round. It's good for long distance range.
Mhm.
It's not high on rapid shooting. It's
No, but I think you got
pop.
better damage from the Lincoln repeater,
do,
and then
yeah.
you fixed it with hunting rifles, which was great because you got those off of every super mutant. And so it was like plentiful to repair.
It was easy to repair it, yeah.
Yeah, super easy. And till I lost it on stupid Mothership, and I was really upset about that. But then I knew better after that one. It's like any other DLC I did, I stashed everything, and would basically go naked into whatever DLC because I was like, that's not going to happen to me again.
She does not live stream on that one. Sorry, guys.
I went in with like nothing. I would find like a cheap, crappy gun and a crappy knife or something, and I would go into the DLC because I knew they would take it away from me. That was fine. Like, go ahead, take this piece of crap gun. I don't care. So I don't, and it was funny because like a lot of people are like very specific about how they play and like what armor they use and stuff. And I don't even remember thinking about that in Fallout 3. It was the first game I played.
You're just almost trying not to die.
It was just like basically the first video game that I really played. I think I'd played BioShock and stuff by then, but like, I didn't know what I was doing there either. But it's like I didn't know enough about builds and I wasn't talking to anybody else who was playing the game at the time, so I didn't know any of these things. It wasn't until I got into 76 where it was like, oh, there's such a thing as a build and like optimizing your build and having the right armor and the right weapons and using your perks to optimize all that. And that was when I learned how to do all that stuff. So Fallout 4, I just kind of got by with I don't even remember if I used anything. I think I used sawed-offs maybe for my close combat, or maybe I used 44s. I can't remember for sure.
Combat shotgun?
Yeah. Well, those sawed-off combat shotguns were really good for close quarters because they, blow a hole in space chest. And I found a mod. This wasn't early on. I can't remember what I used early on, but late game, I found a mod for this. It was like a little apartment in Good Neighbor, and it came with a railgun that was broken AF. And I loved that thing. You could one shot literally every death claw, every whatever that was happening in the wasteland. And I just used that for everything. And it was great.
Once you got a weapon that kills, once you got a BMF, what else do you need?
Right, exactly. And of course, my son made fun of me because he was like, "You and your broken railgun," and I was like,
Yep,
give
but I'm
no
winning.
Fs. I give no Fs, right? I was like, I didn't care. And I didn't even like download the mod for that reason. It was just like a happy accident, but I was like, not going back. And I don't even think I needed like armor and stuff like that. I
Gotta take a hit.
I always hated power armor because I hated like the narrowed vision because of the helmet and then the clunk 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 because you can't be sneaky in power armor, and I like being sneaky. So in 76, of course, my main build is a full health commando sneak, basically. I sneak around. I don't have recon armor. I have one girl has Brotherhood of Steel armor because it was gifted by a friend. And another girl has, I'm trying to think, gosh, what's the armor that you use when you're full health build? I can't remember the name of it right now.
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't remember the name of it. Vanguard, maybe.
That sounds right. Vanguard.
And so she has all Vanguard, and then my other girl she's kind of a mismatch right now. I'm trying to get her some good armor, and it's a work in progress. She's my mercenary anyway. So, but everybody pretty much runs at full health and they're sneaky. So, my Enclave girl is fixers all the way, and she's got some really nice fixers. She also has a vampire handmaid that lately has been my go-to.
The only thing I don't like about the handmaid is the amount of shots you got and the reload.
Well, yeah, and mine's not too bad. And the only reason now, if I can get a vampire fixer, I'll go back to my fixer. The only reason that I've been using the vampire handmaid is because I can literally go into like any queen situation, any whatever, and I will never take damage. I don't take damage. I don't die.
Shots. Yeah.
Because the vampire is amazing that way. And so she's been using that. The only thing with the handmaid is that like you can't be sneaky with it. It's not stealth.
No.
So like everybody knows you're coming.
I am one of those people who I go with the stealth build, but yet I'll still have like the radio playing full blast the entire time.
But that's in your headset. It's cool. They don't hear that. I know, it's really funny.
I love playing with the music playing. It just gives you that atmosphere I want.
It does. But you see that mod of the little dude who's like tiptoeing through the wasteland and he's got the radio blaring and then all the junk on his back, like clink, 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 clink. And he's like, but I'm tiptoeing past this death claw and he can't see me. But I have learned to perk out my build as, to the point with my stealth that I can literally
perks, but like
walk through a big group of super mutants and they don't see me.
Or excuse me, mutations.
Yeah.
That's one thing is I like having my mutations. I enjoy having my mutations. I like to be able to jump over a building.
I can't. I mean, it was really hard for me when I started playing Hogwarts Legacy. I'm like, this is a jump. What? Like, why can't I jump? Why can't I? Like, this isn't a jump. Why can't I do this? It was so bad. I'm like so spoiled by having a marsupial. I'm like, dang, I'm not gonna be able to play without this.
Well, so I have to restrict that when I play in role play so that I can keep the immersive element. So I'm constantly popping Rad-X. Yeah, so it's like, and the Rad-X does not last long enough.
No, it doesn't.
I'm sorry. I'm like
5 minutes or something.
Rad-X. I'm like popping another one in like 3 minutes. It feels like. It just
might be 3 minutes. Yeah, you got to pop it like Tic Tacs.
But anyway.
I don't even keep it on me. I sell them as soon as I get them because I don't have to worry about.
If you're not role playing, you don't care.
No. So I mean, I'm not right now, and so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm just like, I don't want to worry about. I don't want to accidentally take one because one girl doesn't even carry her Radaway because she has a shower at her camp, so I'll just go back there and shower if I have to.
She's a dirty girl.
She is a dirty girl. She's got to shower all the time, but especially after a good rap rumble. But I'll usually just shower at Rad Rumble too. So, just right there with a bunch of people, just strip down and take a shower at Rad Rumble. Fun times.
Can I tell
But
you something funny?
Mm.
Playing every time I think of New Vegas,
Please
this memory
do.
comes back to me. I was out in the desert somewhere, and I was attacked by a Cazador, and it
Ugh.
beat the crap out of me. But I shot it. I crippled its wing, so I'm like near death, and he's literally crawling. He crawled. I can't even tell you how far I went. I went for like the longest time trying to get back to some place so I can get some health to fix myself. But that stupid Cosnor chased me the entire way too. And plus I was over encumbered, didn't want to drop anything. It's like, oh, this is important loot and stuff. So
I
it
know.
was the slowest chase. This Cosnor is like behind me as I'm like slowly crawling across the wasteland. It was just
Lord.
I just remember just keep turning around, taking like a pot shot at that and keep hauling. And it's just like crawling after me. It was nightmare fuel.
Well, if you want a good Walking Dead effect, just cripple the legs on the feral ghouls and they'll come crawling after you like they do in The Walking Dead.
I still say that's the
Lot of fun.
best thing that freaking happened in Fallout 4 was the reimagining of the ghouls.
Well,
Terrifying.
taking the centaurs away was like the best thing because
Oh yeah.
those things were disgusting. Not having them in the games going forward was like so nice of them.
What is that thing? It spit at me. Run!
Yeah, it was like just a big pink, like you're standing across the river and you're like, what is it? Big
Why,
pink
why,
blob
why does
that
stuff
just
have to be
spits at
icky?
you? Yeah, so disgusting. Talk about
Oh,
nightmare
man.
fuel. Ugh, that was
Now I want to play New Vegas.
too bad it's not multiplayer. You could help me. Keep me alive. I remember getting in an argument with some lady about bottle caps and she kicked the shit out of me and I was like, okay.
It's like, oh, okay, so it's like that then, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, she was mad at me because she thought I was holding out on the bottle caps. I was like, the blue star caps. And I was like, I don't have any really. She didn't believe me. So
Blue
she started
star.
shooting and I was like, fine, I'll kill you. And she killed me instead. And I was like, that's not how this was supposed to go down.
Yeah, it's not how this work.
Not
How
how
was
that was
supposed to win
supposed
this
to
battle?
end. Apparently she was better than I thought.
So, all right,
Like
so
ski weekend.
Romer, do you have a 76 build other than
Yeah.
I go with whatever I can survive with, man. Honestly.
okay?
I stick to my projectile weapons and stuff, and
Mhm.
and usually drift towards the combat shotguns and
The only thing is in 76, the shotgun is kind of broken. It doesn't really work very well.
Really?
Yeah, you can do, yeah. You
actually,
can,
yeah, I remember that now.
you can put your skill levels up for using shotgun. They got shotgun master skill level stuff,
Mhm.
but
Hmm.
even maxed out, it's kind of just doesn't work out. Not in the long run.
Well,
It
low
works at
levels,
the
I
very
think it
low
does
levels.
okay.
It
Yeah.
works at the low levels. Once you
'cause
get to like
that's
level
where
50,
that's what I always start
kinda
with.
move
I
on.
always start with that.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why I had a hard time getting into Fallout 76. Like, I can't use a shotgun well. Why do I want to play this game?
Well, at low levels, I did really well, especially with my third character, because I think by then I was getting things down. And she was a shotgun build until she could get to where she could get a good fixer. Of course, she was also my third, so I could like pass down all the good weapons to her. And I gifted her a gun that was gifted to me by some rando that I played with. And it was a 2-shot. I don't remember what the other legacies were. It's a 2-shot lever action rifle.
Like a flintlock or something.
Oh no, it was a lever action. And it was, I think, is it 308? I think it takes 308. I can't remember now.
Sounds
But
about right. That's
so
usually the long
I remember
range
thinking,
kind of-
and it was before they started having the ammo drop, the right ammo drop on your bodies and stuff. Because I remember
Right.
always being like
Instead of being
desperate for
random.
308s.
Yeah.
Because like you don't find 308s that much everywhere, and I was like,
The best way to do that, by the way, folks, if you don't know, is to go into a daily operation holding
Yeah.
whatever weapon you want the ammo for.
just
and
hold
then-
it. Yeah,
Yeah, just run around in there and you'll get the ammo you're looking for.
yeah.
Even if
Because
you're
if you
only doing
aren't
pot
holding it, you'll
shots.
get the other ammo.
But
But
yeah, that's a
now that
tricky
they do
thing.
that, it's a breeze to have ammo. But before that, I was just like, and then I'd have to go do lead runs, which I guess you can't do. You can't use excavator armor in the lead mine anymore to get that 4 times amount of lead, because they took that away where you can only get just like the regular amounts of lead. Because I used to do the lead run through the mine, because if you put the excavator armor on there, you could get like 4 times the amount that you would normally get, but not anymore. So
Well,
it doesn't matter.
I think this is
that
going to
was
be a
why,
short
like-
show for us today, guys, because we don't really have anybody else to talk about because we lost Maverick.
Yeah,
He's
he
stuck in a
disappeared.
tunnel somewhere.
Yeah, he's
Ginger's
stuck in a tunnel.
camping.
He's using his shotgun to try to get out.
He's stuck in that tunnel.
Anyway,
Okay.
guys, I
Very
guess
good.
we're going to go ahead and cut this off. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day and be ready for our next show coming up. All right, folks. Have a good night. Everybody say good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.